We've just seen this with AI. We knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. And then it came in a way that shocked us to our core. I mean, everybody is like, okay, everything has changed. Society's changed. We don't even know what it means for education. We don't even know what it means to be a human in certain aspects anymore. The industries we thought wouldn't be disrupted, the creative industries, were disrupted first, right? So the scale of what is happening in AI and how fast that came, that was the fastest adoption of any product ever. 20 days, 0 to 11 million people.
Welcome back to Market Empire. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button for more updates. Raoul Pal leaves real vision to provide unparalleled access to the very best insights and analysis from the brightest financial minds. He prides himself on being a business cycle economist, investment strategist, and economic historian. Raoul Pal made a threat on Twitter regarding AI technology, saying that in 5 years he will have eaten almost everything in this video. We will also explore Web3, which is a rather popular but somewhat complex topic. Paul walks us through Web3, its use cases, and AI, and how scary his real potential is.
Web3 enables distributed networks of people and people to be able to share in the success of that network. So imagine if Morgan Stanley had tokenized, and I've been speaking to an investment bank who's looking at doing this, a smaller investment bank, boutique investment bank, who've tokenized their clients. And I'm looking at doing it with the exponential age asset management to create a token around our clients. So now your clients and you share in the success, because the value of a network is driven by the number of connections between the people on the network and the number of people on the network. If Morgan Stanley were to have a Morgan Stanley token, and that token is your access to the Morgan Stanley world, but not just via the salespeople or the websites, but actually to the other customers themselves. Now, what could you do? What value could you create without the need of the investment bank in the middle? But the investment bank still gets fees because the network value goes up, or maybe they take, every time there's a transaction, a small part. But imagine how disruptive that is to having salespeople or M&A bankers or any of that stuff, when a client at one end can speak directly to the other. They're on the Morgan Stanley platform, they're authenticated, they are who they are. And so now they can network with each other in a way that you can only do at these big giant events, which investment banks love to be controlling over. You know, who's talking to. What you allow is that freedom of information, exchange of ideas, and the leveraging of a network. That makes it very valuable to join that network. So Morgan Stanley creates a tangible asset out of an intangible. The intangible is they've got a bunch of really good clients that can do business. The tangible, and a salesperson knows if I get these clients together, they'll probably do more business than if I keep them apart. But investment banks don't think that way. They want to keep everybody separate, don't speak to each other. Same with asset management firms. But actually, if you put people together and say, you're now a participant in this network, then all that economic activity on the network drives the value of the network higher. So everybody benefits, the bank and the customers, and everyone has a value for being part of that network. So it's much the same as, as clubs. You buy a membership to a club only for the fact that you want to meet the other people in the club and use the facilities. Club memberships don't go up in value, generally speaking, apart from gated golf clubs and stuff like that where there's a limited supply. They don't go up in value because none of the benefits accrue to the club itself. They just get the people coming in, buying drinks and paying for subscriptions. But if the club were to participate in the economic benefits that getting all those people together creates, then it's worth a lot more money. It's a really simple concept behind Web3, which is an alignment of interest and a removal of middlemen at the center of everything. The smaller thought is that by 2039, this is from a quote by Mo Gaudat, who ran Google X. So he knows a lot about AI. And he's by 2039, Ray Kurzweil's idea of a singularity is so obvious. By the end of 2029,
we will have
AI will be smarter than a generalized human being.
Yeah.
So a generalized AI is smarter than the general human being. Right now, it's much better that at any human at any specific task, but not in general. By 2039, if you continue the accelerated rate, which has been proven to be right, much like Moore's law, then you get to it being 1,000 times more intelligent. So that is the equivalent of Einstein versus a fly, and we are the fly. If you think of the difference between humans and what is that difference? Is it a magnitude of 50x, 20x, 10x, whatever? 1,000x. Right. So we don't stand a chance.
How do you feel about it?
It is what it is. Now, what happens if it's unstoppable as well? What happens if somebody figured this out a million years ago, and the way to populate planets is to start bacteria of different types that exist, and they know that they evolve, and then they eventually evolve this way, because this is what evolution goes to, because we then invent computers. When you look at human genomes, it's code. Humans are just code. The atomic structure is code. So these are things are codified. Why could we not have been planted by some other society? I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not, I don't really care. But the point being is humans have this human-centric view that we are everything. And here we are walking towards us being replaced by the next creature, which is the AI. And there's not a damn thing we can do about it. Even if you're watching this and you're having an emotional reaction to it, you need to ask why you're having that reaction. It's like we all have an emotional reaction to AI. And we know why. It's because, am I worthless as a human? You know, what is my sense of worth? And they're okay to ask these questions. But if you're having an emotional reaction to blockchain technology because FTX went bust, well, then you should have that about the entire banking system and every other startup that's ever happened that's gone bust. You don't. You distance yourself from them. And so you need to say, well, not all banks, the entire system of money is terrible because Lehman went under. Yes, there's structural issues with the banking system, but we don't draw that conclusion. But in this, they do. Why? Because it's a big threat. Nobody knows what it means. My business model has to change. Therefore, I can shout at the clouds or I can embrace it. My view is you always have to embrace your own disruption, because if not, you'll just be the angry bystander watching it all go by.
These tools are becoming available as a new AI arms race gets underway. There have been a lot of people warning about the potential dangers, but a lot of people thought they were just paranoid because they read too much science fiction. According to him, it is now a component of a consumer product. More and more individuals are noticing it. What are your thoughts on the recent surges in AI technology? Do you believe that the benefits of AI will be outweighed by its drawbacks? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section, which can be found below. Don't forget to turn on notifications, give us a like, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you watching.